Hey, did you know that you can renew your passport here Lakeside? Stay tuned and we're going to show you exactly how to do that.
About to leave, already packing, come with me, I'm not really asking, we'll get away to a place where we don't know.
Hi everyone, this is KJ with Truly Remarkable Life. Craig is behind the camera today. I mean, it's kind of only fair. He did that entire water video on his own. And so, here I am. Y'all have to deal with me today. But I actually have some really fun and interesting stuff for you guys. Did you know that you can renew your passport here Lakeside? You don't have to go to Guadalajara. You do not have to go to the consulate in Guadalajara. There is a very easy process that you can do right here Lakeside to get your United States passport renewed. And it's at a wonderful little place called iShop. So for those of you who are unfamiliar with iShop in the area, it's kind of like a mailboxes, etc. I know I probably butchered how I said that, but it's like a mailboxes, etc. So they do mailbox rental. You can have packages shipped there. You can use it as a DHL, FedEx, all that kind of stuff, shipping place. But the really cool thing is they do passport renewals for U.S. passports. So I'm going to show you guys exactly how we went about getting our passports renewed, and we picked them up today. So let's talk about the cost, because that obviously is a big deal for a lot of people. How much is this going to cost me? Well, iShop does not charge any fee to do the paperwork and get it all set up and everything. You are going to pay. Currently, it's 1,050 pesos for the DHL service to get all of your stuff up to the consulate in Guadalajara and then to get it returned back down here. So it is 1,050 pesos. And remember, we're shooting this video at the end of July 2026. Fees change. They go up sometimes. So take that into account on when you're watching this video. They may charge by then, but the point is right now, they don't. With that being said, it is highly recommended that you tip the people there at iShop, especially if you have them do all of the work. And I'm going to go through that here in a few minutes on the two options you have to actually get all of the paperwork done. And so the first thing that you need, number one, you need your current original passport. It cannot be damaged or anything like that. If it's damaged, you have to go through a whole different process to get it renewed. But as long as it's undamaged, you're also going to need a new passport photo. So now here's the deal. So iShop has this special arrangement worked out with the consulate in Guadalajara. And so there are certain things that have to be just done the way they want them done. For the passport photo, you have to go to Ocampo number 34 here in Ajijic. That is the only place they will accept passport photos from. So here's a funny little quick story. We were in there getting our passport stuff done, and this lady walked in and they asked her where she got her passport photos done, and she told them, and they were like, we can't accept that. It's not from the one place that we can do. And she's like, it's a picture. What's the deal? And they said, no, look. And they took our passport photo and took her passport photo and put them like on top of each other, and they're different sizes. So this particular passport photo place, they know exactly what size to make, the background, everything. It's the ones that the Guadalajara consulate are going to accept. So Ocampo number 34, that's where you got to go get your photos. The next thing is you'll need to bring in a completed application. And I'm going to go through that here in a little bit and show you exactly how to complete that online yourself. Or you actually can go in there with your information and they'll complete it for you on the computer. So that's a really, really nice thing. The next thing you're going to need, number 4, you need proof that you've paid for the passport renewal. And we're going to show you how to do that online. It's a little tricky. It's not something you can just kind of Google and find. I had to fight with AI for a while to get an actual web address that worked. But the good news is we have that web address, and we're going to put it here in the video for you guys to see. So that way, you know exactly where to go to pay that. And you'll get an email that says you paid. You just print that email out and take it in. The other things are if you go in there and you're going to have them complete the application for you online, as opposed to you doing it, you're going to need information like the billing address for your credit card and stuff like that. So whenever they go in there to pay for the service, it's all those verification things that you have to do anyways. Okay, so I've changed shirts. Actually, the truth of the matter is, this is some dry stuff. Okay, this can be dry. It is dry toast. Applying for a government thing is not always going to be the funnest thing. So just stick with me. I mean, I have reshot parts of this video a dozen times. Not joking. That's why I'm wearing new clothes. I got tired of the old ones. So please stick with us. I know it's dry, but try to find the humor in it. I mean, you might see JoJo rolling around at some point. Who knows? All right, let's go. Okay, so we're going to take you through 3 different websites. Really, there's only 2, but one of them is going to be a Google search. That way you can see what the current requirements to renew your passport by mail is. The second one is going to be the actual application itself. And the third is going to be the site where you get to pay for this stuff. Now, I want to run through something real quick with y'all. So the question is, when do I renew my passport? So you're eligible to renew your passport up to 1 year before it expires. There's a few things that you need to know. Number one, if you're planning on traveling on your U.S. passport to another country, there's a lot of them that don't require visas. However, if you don't have at least 6 months remaining on your passport, they won't let you in. So when you hit that 1 year mark, you need to really consider starting to go ahead and start the process to renew your passport. The other thing is, if you're doing this process through iShop, I know I've said this a few times in the video because it's very important. You need to make sure that you've got about 8 weeks. Sometimes it takes 4, sometimes it takes 6. We're going to recommend 8 weeks. So if you've got travel dates coming up in the next 4 weeks, don't do this. Go to Guadalajara, go to the consulate and renew your passport there. Now, all of the links to the websites that we're going to show you are going to be on slides at the end of the video. That way you can pause, write them down. We're not going to include them as links in the description of the video because if they change something, then YouTube will take our video down. We've run into it before. We don't want to deal with that. So here we go. Okay, so here we are. So the first thing that I would like for you guys to do is to go onto Google and you're going to literally Google up DS82 eligibility requirements. And it's going to give you the list of current requirements to do your passport renewal by mail. I'm not going to go through them on this video because if you're watching this video 5 years from now, they could be different. So it's important for you to have the current stuff, right? The second thing that we're going to go through is the application itself. Now, remember, if you go down to iShop, they will fill this out for you. You have your current passport with you and all that stuff. They'll fill it out for you, but you can also save a lot of time and just do it yourself, which is what we're going to show you. So on this page, it is the U.S. passport application and form. And you're going to click, I've read the privacy policy, click submit. And then over here on the left, it says fill out and print. And you will see that the second one down is renewal application for DS82. So you want to make sure you click that submit button. And then there's a whole lot of information on here. You know, we've gone through a lot of this in the video. So we're going to have some fun. We're going to make up someone and we're going to fill out the application like them. And this person's name is going to be Sally Remarkable. And Sally was born on January the 1st, 1980. And she was born in Chicago. And that would be in the state of Illinois. And we're going to give her a nice little made up social security number. And we're going to scroll on down. And Sally is a female. And she's 5'2". Why not, right? She got brown hair. She's apparently going to be blonde. And so then we'll give her blue eyes. And Sally is going to be retired. Now, you're going to click next. And then the mailing address. This is important. The mailing address is going to be the mailing address for iShop. Now, I'm not going to give you their current mailing address because, again, if you're watching this 5 years from now, they may have moved. So we're going to make up something. All right. And we're going to change that to Mexico. Change the country to Mexico. And when I change that to Mexico, you're going to see that the state changes to say state not required. So that's correct. And is it your permanent address? No. And you're going to input your permanent address, whatever that may be, right? So we're going to say it's 123 Anywhere Street in Ajijic. Again, we're going to go to Mexico State is not required. And here is the preferred method of communication. I'm going to highly recommend that you put email instead of phone. The reason for that is we have some nice little snapshots we're going to put up in this video showing you the emails that you're going to get from this, the Secretary of State and all of that sort of stuff. And so those emails will come as long as you have your email address in here. And you got to put it in twice. You would think I would know how to type that better. Now, you can put in your phone number on this form, but you're not required to. iShop will ask you for your phone number so that way they can reach out to you, but you don't have to put it on the form. Your travel plans. So you can put in your travel plans here. Everything you're going to see online is going to say that you need, if your travel plans are in the next 3 weeks, not to do it this way, you need to do expedited service. Here's the thing. This takes longer because it's going from Ajijic all the way, well, it's going from San Antonio all the way up to Guadalajara. They're packaging it. They're sending it off. So my recommendation is if you have travel plans in the next 8 weeks, don't do this process with iShop. Go to the consulate in Guadalajara. So the next screen here is your emergency contact information. Feel free to fill that out. It is not required. So we're going to skip it and we're going to click next. Okay, so now this is where you're going to tell it if you're wanting the passport book or card or both. And we're just going to say both. And it's going to open up this little window down here. And it says, do you still have your book in your possession? Yes. Do you have the card in your possession? Yes. If you do not have your current passport or your passport card in your possession, you can't do this. So very important to know that. You're going to say when your passport was most recently issued. If your passport was issued within the last 15 years, you can renew it by mail, even though it's expired. But if it was issued more than 15 years ago, can't do it this way. So we've got Sally Remarkable, and her passport number is going to be the same as her social security number. And we got Sally Remarkable, and those start like that, and then we're going to click next. Now, this is very important. Your most recent passport, was the data printed correctly in your most recent document? If your passport is incorrect, you cannot renew it by mail. Okay. So you need to make sure it was, and they're going to say, yes, there, it was printed correctly. Has your name changed on your since your most recent document was issued? This is going to be like if you got married or did something and you changed your name, you can renew by mail, but you're also going to have to include a certified copy of the legal document that changed your name, be it a marriage license or whatever. But as most of us who have moved to Mexico have found out, don't change your name anymore. It just causes more problems than you can imagine. So on this page, list all other names that you have used. So if you've had a passport issued in a different name, like let's say that you got married and changed your name and you had a passport in your previous maiden name, then you're going to make sure you include that here. So we're going to say that Sally's old last name was Smith. Okay, so Sally Smith. This next page is the application review. You want to go through this, make sure that everything is correct. You can hit these little edit buttons to edit that particular field. You can also click previous to go back and edit the information. We're going to assume this is all correct and click next. But here's the good news. If you click next and you realize that you made a mistake, you just can start the application process over again. This information is not stored with the Secretary of State. So here is where you're going to tell it what you're renewing again. So we're going to say passport, book, and card. Very important here. This is where you can mark to say that you want the large book. So if you're like us and you travel a lot, or you live in Mexico and you're traveling back and forth, you get a lot of passport stamps. You might consider getting a large book. We're going to show you in the video that it's the exact same size as a regular passport. It's just a tiny bit thicker. But you get a lot of extra pages. And I think that's really good. That's where you're going to mark to get the large book. Here it talks about routine service and expedited service. Remember, you cannot do expedited service through this process that you do at iShop. It has to be routine service with standard delivery. You're going to click next. And then it says how to submit. You're doing all this through iShop. The biggest thing here that you want is you have to click, I have read and acknowledged all of the steps and information. And then you can click print form. And when you click print form, it's going to give you this little warning. And then we have our computer set up where it automatically saves it to a PDF. So we're going to go in here. All right. And I'm going to open that so you can see what it looks like. So the first few pages are all just questions and all of that sort of stuff. It's really the instructions, and you don't even need to take that to iShop. This is where the part that goes to iShop. You can take it all. They'll hand the rest of it back to you. You want to review this. Make sure all of the information on the application is correct. Okay. The big thing here is this barcode down here in the bottom right-hand corner of each page. That's what iShop's going to look for. If you go and do the DS-82 form on your own and not through this system, it will not have this barcode. They cannot accept it. So you have to do it this way. It has to have this barcode. That's the arrangement they have with the consulate in Guadalajara. The next thing is do not sign and date. You're going to need to print it and take it up there. Do not sign and date it before you take it up there. They're going to need to validate that you're the person signing it. So you're going to have to sign it in front of them. Okay. That's it. That's how you complete the application. Now you need to pay for it. So we're going to have this website on a slide at the end of the video. So that way you can find it. This website is very difficult to find. It took me like an hour going through Pay.gov to figure it out. Never could find it. I fought with AI for like half an hour trying to figure it out. And this number here is so critical. So make sure that you write down the web address that we're going to have on the slide. Once you get on this page, it's going to be very, very simple. Here's all of the information that you need to know, but you can pay via PayPal, Venmo, or a debit or credit card, which is extremely convenient. You're going to continue on to the form. You're going to fill out this information here. You need it to make sure that it matches your passport application exactly so they can match them up. Okay. Your passport number of the most recently book or card. If you're doing both, you just have to put in the passport book. Don't worry about that. Fill out all the information, the passport renewal location you're going to put in Guadalajara. Tell it if you're doing the book only, the card only, or the book and card. We're going to click book and card. Okay. So, and then we can click continue. You're going to click continue. I can't in this example because it will not let me progress with all the fake information I put in. So just follow the pages. It's just like paying for anything. You're used to doing this online. Get to the end. It's going to show you a screen that shows that you've paid. Print that screen. Also, print the email that you're going to get that confirms that you've paid. And you're going to take the confirmation that you've paid plus your passport application plus the other items that are required. And you're going to take all that down to iShop and they'll get the ball rolling for you. And remember, at iShop, they do not charge for this service. They are going to charge you a fee for the DHL service. It is highly recommended that you tip them appropriately. If you're going in there and having them fill out the form for you, then yeah, you should tip them pretty good. So I hope this video has really shown you how easy this process can be. But in case you're not tech savvy or something like that and you want some help, go to our website, www.trulyremarkablelife.com, and under affiliates and other services, we do offer consultations. And I will be more than happy to get on the phone with you and help you answer any questions, that sort of thing. And we have tours and all of this other kind of stuff. So we're here to help you. And go to our website, see what we can do for you, fill out the contact us form, and we'll get that information. So take number 8 because JoJo's rolling around and I lost my mind. Okay. So to wrap this up, there's some key points that I really want to make sure that you guys understand. Number 1, if you complete your passport application online at home and you print it out, do not sign it. You need to sign that document in front of the iShop employee. So do not sign it. If you sign it, then they're going to have to redo the whole thing when you go in there. Number 2, and this is the big one. Talk to the lady there at iShop, and she said this is the number 1 biggest problem that they have. You have to go to Ocampo number 34 in Ajijic to get your passport photo done. They will not accept them from other places. Other than that, make sure that you take your original passport, your photo, your completed application, and proof of payment into iShop, and that's it. That's all they need. It's going to get you going. Oh, and something else that's really cool. You can do just your passport, but if you have a passport card and you want to renew that as well, you can do both. It is very important to note, you cannot do expedited service. This is going to take as long as it takes. They told us whenever we went in that normally it takes 3 to 4 weeks, but that right now it's taking anywhere from 6 to 8. As I went through in our timeline with you guys, it took 6 weeks for us to get ours back. So keep that in mind. Pick a time whenever you're not going to be traveling. Don't try to butt this up against, we got to leave on a certain time. It's really important. You can renew your passport up to a year in advance. Do it. Because if you are traveling to another country, a lot of the countries that you can travel to visa free, they won't let you in if your passport doesn't have at least 6 months remaining on it. So, and it even says that in the new passports now. It says big bold letters, if you don't have 6 months remaining, countries may deny you entry. So once you get to, that 1 year mark before your passport expires, it's a good idea to go ahead and renew it. Go ahead and start that process. Okay. Well, I hope that this really helped everybody out. I'm glad that I went through and figured it all out for myself, and we really wanted to share the process with you, and hopefully it'll make your life a little bit easier, because that's what we try to do here, is we try to provide you guys with information that'll make your life a little bit easier. So if you haven't already, go find your truly remarkable life. Bye now. Oh, and before I forget, we're actually going to put some slides up here at the end of the video with the very important information so that you can stop, pause the video, write it down, type it in your computer, whatever you need to do. And those are going to include the websites that you need to go to get this stuff done. Okay, good luck.
Take my hand, we'll make it somehow. We can't miss out.